Am I now trying to get people to think well of me, or do I want God to think well of me? Take a moment to let that sink in. It's pretty powerful, right? Paul is talking about being yourself, despite what others think, because God wants you to be yourself. Hi, I'm Elise, and I believe that being yourself is one of the most important things in life. I started going to camp around 5 years ago. I go to a 6-week girls' camp in North Carolina called Green Cove. My first year at camp when I was 8, I woke up to the sound of patriotic yelling and Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus blasting in my ear on the 4th of July. As I got up from my scratchy wool blankets, covering my almost non-existent mattress, and opened my eyes, I saw the oldest campers dancing around my cabin, dressed head to toe in red and blue, not caring what anyone else thought. A few of them were riding horses on the lawn outside, while the others were parading through my cabin. As they stalked through everyone's cabins, people joined, and by the time they reached mine, almost half of the camp had joined the parade. I was too scared to join this parade, but I was mesmerized watching the other girls as I sat upright in my bed, wearing my brand new pink elephant pajamas. All of those girls were unapologetically themselves. From that day on, I've always wanted to be that person, dancing in weird clothes, not caring what anyone else thought. I've always wanted to be unapologetically myself. I've begun to reach my goal, and camp is one of the most important factors in that change. From my amazing friends and counselors there to the lake that I get to swim in every day and the horses I ride at 5 o'clock every Monday and Wednesday, I feel comfortable and safe there. Through my years at Green Cove, I've learned so many things. So here's my top 5. 1. Girls are really, really strong, and they don't stop no matter what other people say. 2. Friendship bracelets are a form of currency, and a helpful way to show how much you love your friends. 3. Any hygienic problem can be fixed with a little bit of deodorant, even though we still sell that. 4. Bats are vicious, but we all got through our rabies shots together. And 5. Being yourself is really easy when you're around other people who are themselves. For elementary school, I went to McKinley in Burlingame, and I was in the Spanish immersion program. I'm still pretty fluent in Spanish, which is one reason I decided to study Mandarin at St. Matthew's. From kindergarten, I enjoyed being a part of this program so much. I really loved the diversity of my classmates and my teachers, and I was fascinated by learning another language, both the similarities to English and the differences, which taught me to see things from a broader perspective that kind of spans 2 points of view. About a third of the class spoke Spanish at home, and the rest of us were from very different backgrounds. Our teachers were always from very different Spanish-speaking countries, or they'd studied abroad in a country that speaks Spanish. From such a young age, being surrounded by all this diversity taught me that there was no such thing as a normal kid. We had things in common and things different, just like English and Spanish. And that meant we were all comfortable being ourselves. Even though I felt free and safe to be myself, I was pretty shy at McKinley, all the way up until the summer after 3rd grade, when I first went to camp. That day the older girls were singing, I realized I didn't just want to be myself on the inside. I wanted to let other people see the real me. When I came to St. Matthew's, it wasn't very hard to feel comfortable here. I'd already learned how to be myself, and no one here ever discouraged me from doing that. I don't think we can underestimate how important an environment can be. I'm lucky that I've always felt free to be myself, and that my summer camp was the icing on the cake. There, everyone is themselves, and I am too. But books for middle schoolers are full of counterexamples. From the Giver to the Hunger Games to diversion, they all remind us that society can get pretty unpleasant, even scary and dangerous when we don't accept other people's differences. History has also taught us this lesson over and over again. And even though I feel comfortable being myself, I do want to make a good impression, and I want people to like me. I try to be careful not to let these wants change who I am or how I act, even as I think carefully about how I present myself. Because as Paul warns us in today's lesson, we shouldn't change ourselves to fit in. In the end, that never makes us happy. Instead, we should be true to ourselves, because God made us like this. When everyone is themselves, it makes for a happier and more diverse space, and everything is more fun. Now, if you didn't go to Spanish immersion elementary school or find your freedom in a 6-week summer camp, you can still find this comfortable feeling in other settings. Hopefully, you'll feel it at school or with your family, but if you don't, it's so important to find that space for yourself and find the true friends who love you for who you are. So, I encourage you to find this place where you are free. Once you do, you'll be able to take this comfort with you wherever you are and whoever you are. And as a school, we can decide to be this inclusive and accepting place where everyone feels like they can truly be themselves. Thank you.